everybody, welcome back to Flipping the Page with Antonia Carter, where you guys get to watch me go from a baby writer to a baby fully published author. So much has changed, honestly, in the last month of this journey of mine. And so in today's video, we're going to talk about all of those changes. We're going to talk about what I'm currently working on. We're going to talk about what I have planned for pretty much all of 2025, all of the months of 2025, beta readers, expense reports. We're going to talk about it all because it's been a lot of change. So for you guys who may have watched my November Writing Challenge series, the draft that I completed during that time, I will no longer be publishing that one first. Now, it was a lot of excitement to finish it. I'm still very proud that I finished it because I never finished a first draft prior to that. But I learned what rapid releasing is. That's essentially what happened. I'm a part of several Facebook author groups. I've joined several in the last month, just trying to connect with other people and just see what kind of information is out there and what I may be missing. And that's where I first learned about rapid release. If you're like me and I don't even know what that is, rapid release is essentially just what it sounds like. It is when an author rapidly releases their books in a series. So it could be as little as a week apart. I've seen some people post that they did that. It could be 4 weeks apart. It could be 6 to 8 weeks apart, which is what I'll be aiming for. But you release these back to back instead of releasing one book a year, which is kind of what I was planning on doing before because I didn't know that there was another way. I'm new and I just didn't think that people were pushing out books that quickly. It makes sense, but I was thinking a book a year. But when I saw all of the benefits and reasons that people do rapid releasing, I was like, that sounds awesome, especially for a self-published author, somebody who's not celebrity or anything like that. So you don't already have an audience built in. This sounds like the way to go. And if you don't know the benefits, make sure you look that up because again, I don't know what I'm doing. So I don't want to tell you what I think and I may be wrong. And I don't want to steer anybody in the wrong direction because I don't know what I'm doing. And with the series that I was previously working on for my November Writing Challenge, it was just not going to be ready for a rapid release in 2025. There was no way. I still don't even know how many books that's going to be. I was still figuring out the magic and a lot of the building blocks that I feel like I would have liked to have already had by the time I started this year in order to do a rapid release. It was just not there yet. And this is the series that I have had on my heart for the last 8 years now. If this is your first video of me, I had a dream about this book in 2016 and it just took me forever to actually start taking it seriously. I want to do something with it, but I had planned to publish that first book this year in 2025, but since learning about rapid release, I was just like, there's no way. So if you can recall, for anybody who did watch my November Writing Challenge videos, I had this wonderful day. I think it was part 3. So my 3rd week of my November Writing Challenge. I had a wonderful week. I had done a lot that week and gotten really creative and my juices were flowing. And so much so that not only did I crush my goal for that week, but I had a brain blast for a completely new series. So I spent about 12 hours, I think, just writing out this series. I thought about books 1, 2, and 3 already. I was putting out the main characters, finding their inspo on Pinterest just so I have something to look at, just coming at it from a completely different angle than I was the other series that, again, was sitting on my heart for 8 years and I didn't know what I was doing. I was a pantser. Again, if this is your first video with me, I was a heavy pantser. I was not doing any kind of outlining or planning or anything like that. I was kind of just like letting the creativity flow, which works great for some people, but was not doing it for me. There was no way I was going to make a career that way. And since I do want to do this full time at some point in my life, I had to come up with a different strategy. But this was the first series where I was actually coming at it from that mindset. Where not only did I have this creative idea, but I was also giving it structure right out the gate. So it was a really fun idea. And honestly, it's really fun to write. I really enjoy it. So let's talk about this series a little bit more because I'm a little excited. So like I said, I am planning on this series being a trilogy, and definitely it's giving The Witcher meets 10 Things I Hate About You. It is a dark enemies to lovers tale of betrayal, desire, and an approaching apocalyptic level doom. This will still be a romantasy, just like my last series, where we will have a morally gray sort of F the world, killing is as easy as breathing type of female main character, and a noble and stoic male main character that is pretty disgusted with the existence of the female main character. And I'm still learning my subgenres, so I don't know all of the categories that this will fit under, but this will definitely be under an interracial romance category as well, because my male main character will be a Celtic warrior, and then my female main character will be an African, I'm just gonna say it, she's gonna be like an African ancestry succubus, because you guys are gonna see it. I am gonna talk about it later, but I am dubbing this series Project Succubus for now, until I come up with the official title. So I'm just calling it Project Succubus. So she is a succubus, and I am leaving her ancestry a little ambiguous on purpose, because it will feed into, well, not feed into, but it will be tied to the last series that I was working on. I am a Marvel girly. Again, if this is your first video with me, I think I've talked about this before, but I am a Marvel girly. And one of the things that I always loved since I was a kid, I always loved how everything was so interconnected with Marvel. And when I had the idea of being a writer, I just always felt like I was going to be that type of author where everything tied into something else, even if it was in a different universe. Everything of mine that I wrote was going to be tied somehow together. So it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm so excited. Every day I write this, I just get even more excited. Sometimes I'm smiling to myself as if these aren't even my words that I'm writing, but super excited for you guys to read this one. So I am planning for the first draft of Project Succubus to be done by the end of February. I'm not really giving myself much leeway. I don't know. This seems kind of standard, I guess, for authors who've been doing this for a while, but for me, this is definitely not standard. But I am pushing because I was going to publish a book this year, no matter what. I kept saying, I'm going to be a published author in 2025, and I am. Like, that's just, there's no way around it. So even if something else changes, even if I take a little bit longer to publish the other ones and it's not as rapid of a rapid release as I would like, or anything like that, this book will be published this year. So super excited. So I'm hoping that, well, I'm not hoping, I will be done with the first draft by the end of February. And then I plan to do a little editing. I'll say give myself about a month or so of editing after I finish the first draft. But I'm also doing this a little bit differently than I did my last series or my last book when I finished that draft. I'm trying to spend more time with the first draft this time around, so that way the editing process will be less daunting when I start that. And then I'm hoping to get this to my beta readers, I'll say mid-March. So I'm really going to give myself maybe 2 weeks to edit or do my first little round of edits. But I plan to give this to an outside person, to outside people for the first time. I'll say mid-March, and then let them have about a month with that. I also made a beta reader Google survey or Google Drive survey. So when they do read my book, I'm gonna give them about a month with that to annotate it, you know, make their highlights, make their notes in the margins, all the things, and then also fill out the survey that I made, which I think has like 31 questions on it right now. I'm trying to be super thorough. And I think as of right now, my beta team is about 10 people, 10-ish people. More than half of them are super avid readers who have been reading for a very long time. They read like hundreds of books a year. So I am really, I'll say I'm putting some eggs in that basket. I'm putting a good bit of eggs in that basket because I want them to be honest with me, even though these are my like friends and family. I'm telling them, don't be gentle, like rip the band-aid off. If it's crap, it's crap. Give me all the ways to uncrap it, and we're gonna go from there. So yeah, that's the plan for, I guess, the next 3 months, I guess. Now, let's get into something else that is completely brand new that I just randomly decided to do. I am also going to be launching a Kickstarter campaign for this book, or I guess the series, but this book. I have already created the pre-launch page, which I will link that down below. I'll probably pin the comment, like put the link in a comment and pin it, because I don't think I can put links in my description just yet. But either way, it's going to be right here where you can find it. But I decided to launch a Kickstarter for really 2 main reasons. And A was actually 3 main reasons. So reason number 1, it is essentially a built-in ARC team, an advanced reader copy team. I wanted to be able to send out these books to people and have them read it and review it before I officially launched the book. So that was great. Reason number 2, I really wanted to deepen my community around me. I have felt a lot of support already from you guys who have joined my community here on YouTube. And I thought that I would expand that with Kickstarter. So drive people here to join along the journey and also dive deeper into the book there on Kickstarter. And reason number 3, of course, is the funds. I was drawn to the idea of doing a lot of fun little projects for this book, for this series, character designs and all the things. I'm not gonna say all the things yet because I'm still cementing what I'm gonna put on my little Kickstarter bonuses and whatnot. But the idea of being able to pay for so many exciting things for my debut novel, my debut series, is super fun to me. So it's going to be fun. So go head on over to that comment to that link that I have down below. Even though I have not officially launched the campaign yet, there's a little button that you can click so that way you can be notified when I do launch my campaign. But right now it's just a really cute little pre-launch page. But yeah, please go ahead and head on over to Kickstarter and go ahead and notify yourself for when I do launch, so that way I can merge these little communities that I am actively building, and you guys can see when I'm going to launch this really cool thing and when I'm going to have all the cool little unnamed bonuses on there. So that pretty much covers what I'm doing January to March. I'm looking to launch this Kickstarter, I'll say like May, June. So what am I doing between April to June? I am trying to leave that space for when I have to send off my draft to professionals. So again, because I don't know what I'm doing, I keep having to state that I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to send something off and get it back. I've seen estimates from other people in these other author groups that I'm a part of, and the consensus seems to be about a month for about 80 to 100,000 words. So we'll see. I don't know if that's going to be the case with me, but I'm also just trying to give myself some leeway, because since I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what sorts of deadlines and obstacles or whatever to expect. So I am just giving a good 3-month chunk of allowing for any type of professional give and take right there. And I'll say I really want my cover design and all that to be done before I launch my Kickstarter. So I'll say March or April, be looking to actually hire a cover designer, which I feel like I found somebody. I really like her work, but I'm not gonna put it just because I don't know what I'm doing. So I don't know if she's legit or not. I'm taking my time getting to see this world for what it is, and B, again, I just want to be sure. I don't know, but when I do pick a designer, I will of course talk about that here on this channel. But I found somebody that I really like her work. I liked her pricing and everything. So I feel like I already found somebody, but I'm gonna give myself another month or so of just scoping around. But I'm hoping to hire a professional by March or April. So that way I think that she said on hers it would take about a month or so to actually make it as well. So actually, I don't know. But I'm giving everything a month. I feel like I'm just giving it a month automatically. So I'm not pressed for a few weeks. That might be off, but I'm giving her a month, even if she needs less than that. So I want all of that done before I launch the Kickstarter, because of course I want to include all of the cool imagery in my campaign as well, which I have some ideas about that. God, I can't wait. I just can't wait. And of course, because I want to rapid release this series, I am also simultaneously working on books 2 and 3 while I'm working on book 1. I'm not actively writing them out like I am book 1, but I am doing a lot of the plotting for the other 2 books, so that way the writing can be done seamlessly. I would love to be able to release these books within 6 to 8 weeks of each other, so the writing needs to be done pretty much all at once. So I'm waiting to officially start writing them until I get this book done and sent to my beta readers. And then I'll say March or April will be when I'm officially writing for book 2, but I'm at least getting the plot points out and outlining each and every chapter, so that way I can keep up with any character development, the overall plot line, miniature plot lines, all the things in between. I'm trying to keep up with the structure now, figuring it out as I go along. Now, I would absolutely love to release book 1 no later than September. That is what I have in mind right now. But if it takes until December 31st at 11:59 p.m., I don't care, as long as I publish this year in 2025. But as of right now, in my brain, trying to calculate all of the things that I know I have to do and also account for the things that I don't know I have to do, I'm hoping for a no later than September release. So that way I can do September, November, January, or maybe lessen it to 6 weeks apart so I can fit them all in this year. Either way, I'm aiming for September. So it sounds like, I feel like this year for me is going to be pretty heavy, at least for the first 6-7 months for sure. I'm going to be in the trenches from now to at least August with all of these brand new decisions that I'm having to make, which I'm going to probably go into specifics for my next video. I'm working on an expense report, calculating how much I have to spend on everything and what I'm actually going to be spending my money on. So I'll go deeper into that in another video, but definitely taking all of that into account right now. So it's going to be pretty heavy, as I am also establishing a lot of things now that are one-time deals for authors that I won't have to deal with again. So looking at September. Also, I'm so annoyed that this TikTok ban is happening just as I was getting the hang of TikTok. I was not much of a TikTok user before in my regular everyday life, but I made one for this author journey of mine a few months ago, and I was really getting the hang of the algorithm and how to post and like increasing my engagement and all of that. And now this ban is happening. So where are the creatives going? Please let me know if you know, because TikTok seemed like a wonderful tool for a lot of authors, especially again being a part of those author groups. I see so many people post about how much success that they have just from being consistent on TikTok. So where are they going? Because that was a huge part of my marketing strategy. I'm still using social media, obviously, but TikTok seemed to be the way to go if you were any type of creative trying to display your work. So please let me know where you guys are going. I heard something about Red Note, but I don't know if that would be comparable to TikTok. I don't know. So please let me know where you guys are going so I can follow suit. So anyway, that's all I've got for today. That is a huge update on how this last 3 weeks of 2025 have been going for me. I'm actually super excited, even though I am quite overwhelmed and buried under a growing pile of things as I learn more and more about things I should be doing right now. I am taking everything into account, or taking as much into account as possible, but still very much so excited because, guys, we are here. This is the year that I become a published author. So by the end of this year, I'm going to be Antonia Carter, published author. I'm very excited. So that's where I'm at. We're going to dive deeper into more specifics of what I'm doing and how I'm keeping track of things. LLC or no LLC, how to continue to have a wonderful marketing strategy without TikTok, and so many things, finding a title, picking a cover. Guys, we're in it for the long haul. So thank you so much for being a part of my journey. Thank you so much for your kind words and just for being along this ride with me. Tune in next week for I don't know what, but another chapter of my life as we flip this page and find out what's on the other side together.